So this is a monthly free series where I talk about something in mind body medicine that is relevant to many people. And I find that at this moment, personally, the stress of this whole election season in the United States and today on the eve of the election is extreme. I've been so personally stressed that I almost canceled this this group session because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can facilitate a session. But then I got that I just had to do it. And I do a lot of group sessions. I love to do group sessions. It is one way where we can work in community. So all you guys are hidden, so you can't see the sea of names that you're participating with. But it's wonderful to be with you all and to figure out how to get out of a state of stress that is debilitating for us into a sense of hope. And always before I do a group session, I tune into the theme. What is the theme of the session going to be? And today our theme is on hope. So hope is obviously it is a state of mind, it is an emotion, but there's also a biology to hope. There are molecules of emotion flowing through your brain and through your bloodstream that change your entire being when you are in a state of hope. And hope is something that we can share with others. If we become more hopeful, then we can magnetize that hope to others. And in this era of the world, and I think this election really underscores this, there is so much division, there is so much misinformation, there is so much polarization that no matter what happens in this election tomorrow, we're going to need hope. Okay? We always need hope. So I'm excited to be here with you guys, amplifying the frequency of hope. And for those of you that have done my group sessions before, you know how they go. Um, there is a chat exchange. So I'm going to pose some questions, and I invite you to share if you feel comfortable. You can chat just back to me, to hosts and panelists, or you can chat to everyone because that gives me an idea where everyone is at, and it just helps us work with this in community. So that is our theme. The other thing that I want to highlight about hope is it is a characteristic emotion of a very powerful stress mindset called tend and befriend. And tend and befriend is also one of our networks in our brain. And when our brain is running this network, when this network is essentially fired up and strong, it really does change our experience of life. And um, it calms our inflammation. We feel better. So that is what we are going for. So the stressor of the moment is the United States election tomorrow. It does have national impact and it has global impact. Okay. Um, I could go on and on about why it has global impact and it's relevant to everyone, but it certainly is relevant to, the health of the climate and the health of the planet that we all live on, not to also the interlinked financial and healthcare and um, all the political, all the systems of the world that are connected. If this is not a stressor for you at the moment, you're probably not here. But you can choose another stressor if there's something else in your life that could benefit from a little more hope. Okay, so we're going to dive into the session now. And in the session is going to be your intake today. So I'm going to invite everyone to get quiet If it feels comfortable to shut your eyes and put 2 feet on the ground, go for that. Get comfortable. Try to release any tension in your shoulders and your arms and legs. And take a few deeper inhales and exhales. So now I'm going to invite us all to consider, what is the stress of this election for you personally? And again, if the election isn't stressful, if you're using another stressor, go for that. So what is your personal stress around this? What's at stake for you in this, whoever becomes the next leader of the United States? What's at stake? So you can chat in. Maybe 300 things are at stake. Okay, you can keep chatting. Okay. And I invite you guys all to check out the chat stream. But I am going to highlight what I'm seeing. So certainly democracy, truth, women's uh, women's everything, family, world peace, truth and justice, healthcare, support for elders, the future of reproductive rights, kind of honor to immigrants, civilization, alternative facts, kind of lies and manipulation, integrity, peace, sanity, the value of all humans, descending into fascism, personal safety. Okay. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay. Okay, so we've tuned into what's at stake. Now, what emotions come up personally for you when you think of what's at stake? If you consider kind of whatever your worst case scenario is, what emotions come up for you around that? And if you had to kind of rate their intensity, what would it be? Okay. We've got we've got fear, powerlessness, intensities from 10 to a million, worry, anger. Okay. Sorrow, anger. Okay. Sadness. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to ask us, we've really got into the intensity of whatever emotions are coming up for us around our worst case scenario. Now I'm going to ask us to switch gears. Okay. And what is your level of hope now around the stressor? Okay. And I'm going to ask us to rank this on a scale of 1 to 100, with 100 being unbounded sense of hope and 1 being extreme hopelessness. 0 is like, yeah, not a ray of hope as enters your being. Okay. So kind of figure out where you're at now on your hope scale. Hope's looking pretty good for a lot of us. Okay. But there's a few people under 10 here. Okay. Wherever our hope is, we're gonna kind of amplify this frequency, and we're gonna kind of clean the hopelessness out of the situation. So now I'm going to ask everyone just to kind of pause from being in chat mode. Just kind of tune into your hearts and sense both the emotions of fear or worry or anger or sadness or grief that came up, as well as the amount of hope that you have. Just kind of sit with that dichotomy of these different emotions. Okay. And where do you feel we sit with the kind of more negative emotions, the fear, the anger, the grief? Where do you feel them in your body? Are they in the tension of the muscles? Is your digestive system churning? Do you feel a heaviness in your heart? Pain anywhere in your body? So where is your personal experience of this? Yeah. Okay. We have a lot of eyes and gut coming in. Eyes, gut, and heart. Okay. So the session is begun. This is the session. We're kind of tuning into our individual layers here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unwind the impact of this personal and collective stress on the ancient brain network that helps us deal with stressful situations when it feels trapped, when it feels stuck, when there's a sense of helplessness or, you know, misinformation or, pit of despair or impending doom or extreme anxiety. Okay. And so we're working with an aspect of our vagal nerve network. It starts in our brainstem. It controls all the inflammation in the body, the function of all the organs, especially everything below the diaphragm. Okay. And this is what I affectionately call the lizard vagal brain network. Okay. It is over 300 million years old. It is the part of your wiring of your nervous system that is in common with lizards and fish. Okay. So it is ancient and it is subconscious. Okay. And so I'm going to invite you to just kind of consider these lizard vagal emotions: extreme anxiety, panic, feeling stuck in this scenario, hopeless, helpless, despair, depression, kind of the impending doom. And which of these emotions, these are lizard vagal emotions. You want to pull out which one is the strongest for you, because this is going to help us deal with our own personal history of our stress that has impacted our lizard vagal network. We need to find our emotion. So Okay, you guys are getting it. And then if you want to rate it on a scale of 1 to 100. Okay. There's us blue state people and red state people that almost have less of a voice. We can't control the misinformation streams. I'm sure if you're in another country, the United States looks freaking insane. Okay. Loneliness is a good one too, as well. So alienated, isolated, lonely, unsupported, all of these. Okay. So we've been in kind of whatever your stress you've been focusing on or the election stress, where we hold that in our body, the intensity of the emotions, the personal emotion. Shock is a good one too. Um, And now we're going to look at our personal roots of this stress. So we're going to clear an influence from our past, from your life, um, that has amplified your ability to kind of get stuck in whatever emotion and the intensity that you just identified for yourself. So if it was helplessness, it's a previous time where you felt helpless. If it's feeling stuck, it's another time when you felt stuck. Okay. So whatever your emotion was that you pulled out, I want you to tune in to a situation from your past where you felt that emotion, where hope was lost, there was despair, there was extreme sorrow or depression or feeling trapped or shock at something that had happened. So just we're going to all take a moment here. You don't have to share this. This is just your own personal find a memory on this emotional resonance. And just be in that moment. You can feel that memory and its intensity. Whatever it is for you, it's in the same emotional file drawer as the election stress. Okay. And while we're here, we're going to do a sweeping breath to clear this intensity. As it comes up now, it's like it's ready to start being released. So even though we're all going to do a reset together to process this, whatever emotion or emotions you identified in terms of your collective stress now around the election and this personal experience, let's do some exhaling out of that intensity. So if you start with your head looking over to your right, you're going to inhale as you sweep to the left, exhale as you return to the right, and release a layer of the despair, the feeling stuck, the hopelessness, the shock, whatever emotion it is for you with every sweep. I want you to start with the experience from your own life in the past. A moment when hope was lost. We're going to keep doing this sweeping. Keep exhaling out that emotional intensity. When that starts to feel a little lighter, go ahead and tune into the stress of the election. Notice where you feel it in your body and really tune into also releasing it from that area in your body. You can hold that area if you want as you do the sweeping. Okay, and now we're going to go on. All right, now that we've cleared, we're going to do more clearing. Don't worry if it's still intense. We're not done. But it was so intense it needed to come down a little bit even to go on. So now we're going to open the gateway to being in this frequency of hope. This frequency of hope is described in many systems. It is one of our basic 7 emotional operating systems. It is one of the 3 stress modes and stress mindsets, and it is one of our brain networks. And the name that it's most commonly referred to as is our tend and befriend. So we're going to access this brain frequency that we all have. This is the ability to be in community and feel the support and connection of others in tough times, like this time, where we can access courage, brilliant solutions, a sense of hope, and trust. Okay. And what's going on in our brains when we're in this is really a symphony of serotonin, which is mental clarity and optimism. Our dopamine is balanced, so we're not like raging on chocolate or wine, okay? Or something like that, or shopping like a maniac. So when our dopamine is balanced, we're motivated, we're enthusiastic, we have a sense of personal agency. I can make a difference here. And most importantly, for hope, we have oxytocin flowing, okay, that brings us to a sense of connection, trust, and hope. All right. And now I'm going to ask you, who in your life takes you to this state, helps you access your brilliance, be courageous, be hopeful, be trusting? Who is part of your community? This can be one name, this can be 100 people, okay? But it's important now to take a moment and tune into your tend and befriend community, okay? Again, it can be one person or hundreds. So let's just all pause. They don't all need to be in the same place at the same time. It can be one person from this friend group and 3 family members. You can collect whoever you want for this group, and you can all include the group of us here. Okay? If you like. All right. And I want you just to shut your eyes and just kind of be in that support network on your toughest days. Who is there for you? These people don't even have to be alive, okay? They can be people that you knew when you were a child. They can be people you see every day now. Okay, and now we're going to do a little bit of reclaiming. So we're going to do the same sweeping breath, but I want you just to think of this support network you have and breathe in that sense of how you feel when you are supporting your tend and befriend community and when they are supporting you. So we're still sweeping, but now as we inhale, as we sweep to the left, We're just kind of basking in this frequency of support and hope and connection. You can put your animals in the mix too if you have any. All right. Just gonna wrap up here. We're gonna get this all rolling and we're gonna start almost back at the beginning of the session and do a little flow through. And I'm gonna guide you through the stress mindset reset version of this to kind of hold the power of getting into your tend and befriend consciousness. So you can hold the back of your brain and the front of your brain. Okay, so at the base of the brain, that's where that scared lizard vagal, the part that goes to hopelessness and despair and feeling stuck. And then we're holding our forehead, which is where our smart brain is, where we can kind of imagine a different solution. So now let's go back to our stressor, the election, and all that that will mean, might mean. I want you to bring up the emotions and what's at stake for you. Tune into what's at stake. Okay, now we're going to hold our hearts and we're going to just do 3 sweeps to clear kind of the negative emotions. 3 exhales, clearing the fear, the worry, the insecurity. Now we're going to switch. We're going to do 3 sweeps and reclaim this sense that you feel in this community of support. Hope, possibility, love, and connection. Breathe that back in. We're going to do this a second time. Hands on the brainstem and the forehead. Consider what's at stake for you around this election and what those raw emotions are that need to be released. Okay, hands on the heart. Let's sweep away the negative emotions in 3 sweeps. Okay. And now let's reclaim this sense of hope and connection. Tune into your support network here. Breathe in that whole experience that you feel when you're with your support team. Okay, we're going to do one more cycle here as we wrap up. Hands on the back of the head and the forehead. What's at stake for you? And what emotions come up around this election? Okay, hands to the heart. We're going to sweep this away in 3 sweeps. Exhale out those emotions. Okay, now we're really going to bask in our support network, love, connection, trust, hope. Go ahead and reclaim that. Breathe that back in. You can keep reclaiming if you want. I'm going to go ahead and activate this for all of us. If you want, you can notice where the emotional intensity is now, for those initial emotions that came up, in terms of the emotions that come up when you consider worst case scenario. Okay, have they declined? And what about your level of sense of hope and possibility? Okay, beautiful, Julia. All right. And if anyone wants to do one share here, you can chat in anything that came up for you, anything that you're feeling. Great. And I'm going to invite you to share this with anyone that you want to know who needs a bit of hope this week. Yeah. All right. And I want to thank you all for being here with me and doing this kind of collective processing. Yeah. And I hope that it supports us as we go through the next few days. So lots of gratitude to everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, we could have the video available and you could share it with others. Yep. Thanks, everyone. We're ready. Share your hope with others. Okay. Thanks, everyone.